Signing James Shields is probably the perfect finishing touch on an amazing offseason for the Padres. First of all, he deepens that rotation, a rotation that might be pretty good anyway with Ian Kennedy and Tyson Ross and Andrew Kashner. If those guys can all stay healthy, it's pretty good. They re-signed Josh Johnson, who has number one starter stuff if he can stay healthy. But what James Shields gives them is innings. I mean, he's 200 innings every year of his career. You can't have a conversation about the best pitchers in baseball without mentioning James Shields, and that's in terms of strikeouts, innings, quality starts, all that. But beyond that, there's an intangible factor to James Shields. And on a team with all these new players that A.J. Preller, as the general manager, has done this incredible job bringing in all these guys, Matt Kemp, Justin Upton, Will Myers, Derek Norris. I mean, beyond what you could have imagined a general manager being able to do in his first off-season with a club, an attempt to get the conversation started, to get people talking about their team. James Shields brings a cohesive factor. You know, the Padres have a very good manager in Buddy Blight, but there are things only a player can do and communicate. And the Rays will be the first to tell you that James Shields had a big role in changing the culture of their team in terms of work, expectations, smarts for pitchers. When he was traded there to the Royals 2 years ago for Will Myers, coincidentally, who is now a teammate, they thought he left such a legacy with Chris Archer and Hellickson and David Price that he would continue to contribute even after he wasn't there anymore. And the Royals would tell you exactly the same thing, that he changed expectations, that he guided the young guys in Kansas City the very moment he walked in the door. And so there are all these things that you can measure. He's going to pitch 200 innings. He's 33 years old. It's probably hurt his strength was pitching 200 innings 9 years, every year of his career. But that was also his weakness in the free agent market, because some teams looked at him and said he can't continue doing this forever. And obviously he can't continue to do it forever. But his velocity last season was the best of his career. All the measurables seemed to be about what they were his entire time in the big leagues. He got worn down in the postseason. He didn't look very good. He wasn't very good. But his body of work is pretty impressive. His body of work in terms of how he impacts teammates, all that, is really good. It's going to be remembered. As good as the Padres think James Shields is today, he's probably going to end up being better than that. James Shields has been where the Padres are trying to go. When he got to Kansas City, he had been where the Royals were trying to get to, where they did get to this year, all the way to the World Series. So that's a big deal. You know, people ridicule him at times for Big Game James, for the nickname Big Game James, but he was given that by teammates in Tampa. And even though his postseason track record is not great, he has to live with that, the same way Clayton Kershaw has to live with his troubles in October last year and all of that. But, you know, to get to those October games, you got to pitch big game after big game after big game, and that's where the nickname came from. So he brings a lot to the table.